What's up guys, DJ here at Top Deck Cards in the Games. Today I'm going to crack open a Fusion Enforcers box. I haven't read all the cards in here, but I know a lot of them are sweet. I know the Invoked stuff, those cards are really cool. That's really what I'm hoping to get out of this. I like the Predaplants a lot, though I'd have to read them again and tell you which one is which. And I know there's a lot of Fluffle stuff in here, which isn't really something that I know much about, but I know a lot of my friends are interested in the deck. I'm just going to put all our packs out right up here. Yeah, so you guys know that they weren't messed with in any way. We got a Super Wing Blast, Fusion Conscriptor, Brazil Prison, Fluffle Owl, and Fluffle Octopus. So a lot of Fluffle cards. I am into the Super Wing Blast. I already have Ultimate Rares, which I like a little bit more, but I think these are super cool, even though it does kind of make the CPU one seem a little bit less impressive. Super Fusion Gate. Predaplant, Serashant, Super Lone Fire, which I feel the same way about. It's really cool that they reprinted it because this card is sick. It's kind of disappointing that the CPU ones aren't very special anymore. Battle Fusion and Predaplant Chimeraphlasia. Chimeraphlasia is really cool from what I remember. So it's a fusion with a Predaplant and a Dark Monster. Once per turn, you can target a monster on the field with a level less than or equal to this card's and banish it. When an attack is declared involving this card and an opponent's face-up monster, you can activate this effect. Until the end of the turn, that monster loses 1,000 attack, and if it does, this card gains 1,000 attack. Once per turn, during the next standby phase, after this card was sent to the graveyard, you can add Polymerization spell card or a Fusion spell card from your deck to your hand. So, really powerful card. It comes into play. It's going to kill a monster. When it battles, it goes up to 35, and your opponent's monster loses 1,000, so it's very hard to kill through combat. And when it dies, you get another Fusion spell, so it replaces itself. Overall strong card. Let's check what this Predaplant does. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, special summon this card from your hand. After damage calculation, if this card battled an opponent's monster, destroy that opponent's monster. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card on the field is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add one Predap card from your deck to your hand, except Predaplant. You can only use this effect once per turn. So again, they're battle resilient and they replace themselves. Fluffle Dog, Freight for Wolf, Freight for Fusion, Prisma, and Invoked Megalancia. This is the most disappointing one of the fusions, really, but if you're going to play Invoked with Zodiac cards, it's free to make, basically. It's just a big 3k, 3300 beater. Which, sometimes a big monster is all you really need. Attack points, are the easiest way to kill your opponent, just hitting them with a bunch of damage, so there's that. We have Super Solar Nutrient, Predaplant Flytrap, Fluffle Owl, Refusion, this card's sick actually, and Invoked Cositus. I don't know. This is the Water Invoked. It can't be destroyed by card effects, and your opponent cannot target it with card effects. When it attacks, it can attack while in face-up defense position, and then you use its attack still. So if this card's in defense, it can still declare attacks. It's got 2,900 defense, and it can't be destroyed or targeted by card effects. So, kind of hard to deal with. Not the most insane card, but it can be difficult. These foil refusions are sick, and I'm way more hyped about it than I should be. We have an Alistair, Fluffle Dog, Fright for Wolf, Caligula, or Fusion, and then Invoked Caliga. Alistair, if you don't know, is like the linchpin of the Invoked deck. He's able to be sent from your hand to the graveyard. You can target a fusion monster you control, and it gains 1,000 attack and defense. So it's a combat trick, which is neat. But mostly, if it's normal summoned or flip face up, you can add an Invocation from your deck to your hand, which is the fusion spell that the Invoked kind of thrive off of. And then Invoked Caliga is it's made with Alistair and a Dark Monster, and then if a player's monster effect attempts to activate, none of the player's monster's effects can activate for the rest of the turn. So that's able to kind of stun your opponent on their monster effects, and then while it's on the field, each battle phase, only one monster can attack. So, I mean, they just have to produce something with 1,900 attack to beat over it, but it's able to gum up some board states pretty well. Super Mark of the Rose, Edge Imp Chain, more Super Instant Fusions, Lone Fire Blossom, and Secret Rare Frankfurt Tiger. He looks pretty cool. I think he already came Secret Rare, but I know a lot of people really like that deck, and the cards were a huge pain in the butt to get, so I'm glad that they're more accessible now. We have Paradox Fusion, Fusion Reverse, Refusion, Summoner of Illusions. This card was the OG good stuff. I love this card. And then Predaplant, oh Jesus. Spinodonia. We're going to go with that. He's pretty cool. This card is normal or special summon. You can target one face-up monster your opponent controls, place a predator counter on it, and if it is level 2 or higher, it becomes level 1 as long as it has a predator counter. After damage calculation, if this card battled an opponent's monster with an equal or lower level, you can special summon one Predaplant monster from your deck, except for Spinodonia. So, it makes your opponent's monsters tiny. It makes it easy for this guy to attack and then get extra monsters out of your deck. Granted, he might not actually be able to kill, but he is able to tutor something up still. Pretty strong card. Edgem Sabers perform about... Geez, that glare is worse than I thought it was. We'll put these guys over here. Edgem Sabers perform about Trump Witch. Is this the one that you spell? Which one is which? No, that's the boring one. Branch, Paradox Fusion, and Predaponics. Predaponics is once per turn you can special summon a level 4 lower Predaplant monster from your hand or graveyard, but its effects are negated. Once per turn during each standby phase, pay 800 life points to destroy this card. So this is a really strong card, especially once you kind of get going with your Predaplants, so you'll have them in your graveyard, you're able to just special summon one of these guys back. This guy gets his effect when he special summons, so let's say you mill this, you can just keep bringing him back with Predaponics and getting new monsters every turn. Solar Nutrient, Trump Witch, Battle Fusion, King of the Swamps, and Invoked Elysium. Elysium is made with any extra deck monster, so it has to be fusion summoned with Alistair, or an invoked monster, actually I didn't realize that. An invoked monster and then any other monster that's special summoned from the extra deck. Its attributes are Dark, Earth, Water, Fire, and Wind. Once per turn, it can target an invoked monster you control or in your graveyard and banish it and all monsters your opponent control with the same attribute. So you can get rid of it to kind of Regeki most attributes off the board. It might actually be all of them, I don't know. I think that is all of them now that I said that out loud and sounded stupid, yeah. So you can just banish itself to get rid of everything, or if your opponent, you can get rid of like the Earth one from your bin and get rid of everything. A couple different ways for you to work the card. Fusion Conscription, Homunculus, Battle Fusion, the Cooler Polymerization, and we have Predaplant Drosophilum Hydra. You can special summon this card from your hand or graveyard by tributing one monster from on either player's side of the field with a predator counter. You can only special summon Predaplant Drosophilum Hydra once per turn. This way. During either player's turn, if this card is on the field or in the graveyard, you can banish... You can banish one other Predaplant monster from your graveyard, then target a face-up monster on the field and have it lose 500 attack. You can also only use that effect once per turn. So you're able to set up with this and play by, a simple combo with, like these cards. You're able to put a counter on something your opponent controls and tribute it for this guy. Works out of your graveyard, so you're able to build up a board that way. You could also use it to make rank 5s if your deck supports that. Overall, pretty cool card. Monk, this guy, Fusion Substitute, and another new Predaplant guy, Chlamydia really? No, there's no way that's what that says. Hold the phone. Chlamydosundu. These guys' names are so bad. Holy crap. I know they're like actual like plants and stuff, but... Chlamydosundu. What the hell? Alright, whatever. Monsters with Predator counter that you use as fusion materials are treated as dark. During your main phase, you can fusion summon one dark fusion monster from your extra deck using this card on the field and monsters on your hand, field, and or monsters with Predator counters your opponent controls as fusion materials. You can only use this effect once per turn. So, if your opponent has Predator counters on their guy, they're able to be used as fusion materials with him. If he's in play, he works like a polymerization, so you can summon him, get rid of one of your opponent's monsters, and make basically a one-card fusion, which is super sick. More access to the cool polymerization. And we have Invoked Purgatorio. There we go. This card gains 200 for each monster your opponents control. This card can also attack all monsters your opponent control once each, and if it attacks defensive precision monster, it has trample. So it's 2,300. If your opponent has like 3 guys, it becomes 29. It can attack them all one time. So it can just do 1,000,000 damage. I really like this card, by the way, because like Invocation, if you don't know how it works, since I haven't pulled one yet, it fuses out of your graveyard. And what that is really neat with is the Shiranui, so you're able to like play the invocation, fuse for this guy, banish a sheer, new he gets effect, and then special him, which I think is just insanely strong. Fluffle Penguin, Edge Chain, Toy Vendor, Fertilizer, and Elysium. I'm going to just be straight up with you guys. I'm sorry if I don't know what Fluffle card is new, because I don't know what Fluffle cards were out already. Prison, Fluffle Owl, Lone Fire, Polymerization, and Invoked Raijin. Raijin's one of my favorite Invoked monsters, actually, and you make him with a Wind in Alistair. He's just once per turn you get the Book of Moon an opponent's monster. Actually, either player's monster, I guess. He's got decent stats, like solid bulk, 22, 24, and he's just a free Book of Moon every turn. So, really solid disruption ability, and with how playable Terror Top is right now, it's really easy to set up one states where that guy's going to resolve and get some disruption out. Some more cards we've already seen. Fray for Fusion, Sheep, Predator Plants, Predaponics. Predaponics is really one of my favorite cards in the set, actually. Preda Pruning. Activate by targeting a Predaplant monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and equip it with this card. So, Premature Burial for Predator Plants. Ah, and we got Mechabot, too. Mechabot is probably the best of the Invoked Fusions. It's the light type one, but while it's in play, you're able to get rid of, once per turn, a monster, trap, or spell card to negate your opponent activating one of those types of cards. Alistair, Monk, Predaplant thing, Edgem Chambers, and Magical Meltdown. Magical Meltdown is the field spell for the Invokers. It makes sure your opponent can't respond to your fusion summons. It also searches for Alistair when you play it, so it lets you play, upwards of 6 to 9 copies of Alistair, depending on how many copies of Terraforming you want to play. Nothing new there. Wolf, Wingblast, Predator Pruning. Greed Venom Fusion Dragon. Predaplant monster and a dark monster whose original level is 8 or higher. Must first be fusion summoned. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster on the field until end of turn, change its attack to 0. Also, that target has its effects negated. If this card is destroyed, sent to the graveyard, destroy as many monsters on the field as possible. Then you can banish one level 8 or higher dark monster from your graveyard and special summon this card from your graveyard. So that's actually just insane. That'd be really cool in like a Dark Lord deck or something where you have a ton of level 8 or higher dark monsters. So you're able to easily fuse for it and easily keep recurring it. We actually have another copy of him in our pack. No Invocations, which is a real buzzkill, but maybe we have one in our last couple packs. Another Spinodonia. That card's sick, actually, really. Branch. More Predaplant monsters. Are these packs supposed to be 6 cards? Or are they 5 cards? We got a 6-card pack. Right for Kraken. That's kind of neat. Last pack. Did we get the Invocation, boys? No. Prisma, Branch, these two, and Book of Law. Book of Law is an invoked card, but I don't think it's very good. You tribute an invoked monster you control and special summon one from your extra deck with a different original attribute. You can only use one per turn. It lets you push damage through, which is kind of cool, and it can let you rotate into Mechabot after doing a bunch of damage with something like Purgatrio. So you can make Purgatrio attack for 1 billion and then go, alright, well I wanted Mechabot to attack for some more damage and then I can negate cards. But I think that's really narrow. But, so there's my box. I mean, it's a really fun set. I think these Predaplant cards are going to be pretty cool. I know there's some that we don't have that are apparently super good, but I think that there's probably something you can make with these cards right now. I don't know how good it is, but I really think that they have a lot of promise. I think the Invoked cards are super good, and I'm going to leave somebody else to talk about Fluffles because I don't understand the deck. But I do think that it's going to be pretty good once some of the better minds kind of get to working on it. I hope we get a ban list soon so that these cards are kind of... There's more of a reason to play them, because right now it's hard for me to justify building decks that aren't Zodiac. Even if that just means splashing the Zodiac engine, which isn't a huge commitment to my deck, so I'm able to splash like an Invoked Zodiac deck, or probably not a Predaplant Zodiac deck unless I'm playing like a 60-card Grass is Greener deck, though that might be really good with them, right? So, I don't know, there's a lot of different options, you just have to really investigate them, but I think a lot of these themes are going to be really good. I guess I think every theme in here is going to be pretty good, I just don't know anything about Fluffles. So actually just a super sick set, especially if you're looking to build any of these decks. I mean, you look through here, I got so much Fluffle and so much Predaplant stuff. You buy a box or two of this set, you'll probably be able to build both those decks. And I think that's actually something super cool. I love when they kind of package product together in a way where you can't I mean, you can get screwed, right? Like I got 0 invocations, so I can't build that deck. But I mean, I can definitely put a solid Fluffle deck together out of like a box and a half of this. Which I know for some people that's not exactly cheap to get in, but it's also definitely not expensive if you really want to play. Additionally, the singles will probably be pretty reasonably priced to build Fluffles after this, at least the ones from this set. I know there's some cards that weren't in here that are probably now super expensive because everyone wants to play Fluffles, but it is what it is. I think this set's really sweet. Let me know what you guys pulled out of your boxes down below. I'm definitely curious to hear, especially how people's pullings on Invocation go, because I know that card bank right now, and I've seen very varying results from people. Like our shop didn't get any out, well, not any, but we got very few out of a case. Then someone I know got a full set out of 2 boxes. So it's here nor there, I guess. You can go either way, flip a coin, see if you get lucky. Let me know if you guys got lucky down below, and we'll have lots more Yu-Gi-Oh coming soon. Thanks for watching, guys.